This is A Better Way Financial, the podcast with financial advisors and father-son team Frank and Frankie Guida.
And I'm Heather Branch here with Frank and Frankie asking for their insight on things you can be doing now to better prepare for your financial future. ABetterWayFinancial.com is where to start the conversation about your retirement plan. We also have links posted in the show notes, or again, find us anytime, ABetterWayFinancial.com. All right, guys, Social Security. Let's talk about it because it should be something that's simple, and yet it is very complicated. So, wanted to get some of your insight because once we hit age 62, we can begin taking our Social Security benefits. But starting at 62 does come at a cost because your monthly check goes up every year that you delay taking Social Security. And so an article in the Motley Fool was looking at 3 different ages. I guess it's common for people to claim their Social Security at these different ages. And I wanted you to run through this list of ages and talk to us about the advantages, disadvantages, and how you typically advise your clients.
You know, Heather, the Motley Fool is talking about that in the article, and they're talking about, you know, what happens at 62, what happens at full retirement age, and what happens at 70. You know, at 62, depending on when your full retirement age is, if you start taking Social Security, then you're going to get about 25 to 30% less income from Social Security than you would if you took it at your full retirement age, depending on what your full retirement age is.
But that being said, a lot of people turn on their Social Security right at 62. Yeah. It's the first time I can
income.
Get it. It's the first time they can start taking that Social Security. You know, a lot of people, you know, they're like, I've been paying into this my whole life. I'm finally ready to start getting some money out of it. And they're like, 62 hits, let's start taking
you get it while it's still there.
It's understandable.
You know,
it's
so it's totally understandable.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most popular options is that 62 option.
That's true. But if you take it at full retirement age, well, then you're getting your full benefit, you know, 25 to 30% more than what if you took it at 62. So that makes a tremendous difference. And, you know, once you hit that full retirement age, you're living on less than you would have. You know, you could have got more, you know, and if you waited till 70, well, each year you wait from the time you hit your full retirement age, it's another 8% more, you know. So if you live a long life, you're sitting there going, oh, my God, I could have had so much more income.
Yeah, so we could wait till 70. But then, you know, I always have clients coming in saying, well, my parents passed at 72 or 68. You know, I really want to get into this sooner rather than later. I don't know how long I got left. And it's like, okay, well, I understand that. But modern medicine and everything else, we're planning for you to live a long life, you know, but I totally understand that that's a consideration. That's something to think about because if you don't live a really long life, it may be better to turn it on at 62 or at full retirement age than it would be at 70.
Got it.
Another thing to think about, too, is do you have the funds in your portfolio to supplement your income until 70? You know, if you're planning to retire at 60 and you need to be able to supplement that portfolio income for 10 years, that might be a lot to ask depending on how much you have saved for your retirement. So this is why we need to do a full Social Security plan and a full income plan where we're going to look through what your income picture looks like and help you determine what is the best time for you specifically to turn on Social Security. So this is what we're doing all the time. We're looking at Social Security, trying to figure out what is the best time. Sometimes there's different rules, trying to figure out, you know, what can I turn on based off of my life? What can I turn off based on my spouse's life? You know, there's different options there as well. So we're gonna look at the simple side of it and then also the more complicated side of it. You know, and things like tax planning are involved too. So if you're waiting on the Social Security, that's less income coming in. And because that's less income coming in, that's less taxes on Roth conversions and things like that.
You know, Frankie, it kind of reminds me of that couple that came in, great people, mom and pop pizzeria owners. I mean, he was 61 years old. She's 57. They own some rental properties, too. Really, really nice folks.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have a huge portfolio. It was under $400,000. But if they sold the business or when they sell the business, they're probably going to sell it for like $250,000 or so. You know, so they got a decent start there. And then they have their real estate income.
Got it.
You know, so in their case, for them, it made sense to take their Social Security at the full retirement age. They were going to take it at 62. They were all excited. Oh, we're going to start getting Social Security
Finally.
at 62. You know, But then when we showed them the numbers, they were like, oh, wow. You know, it meant an additional $378,000 to them, which is projected what Social Security would pay out to them over the course of their lifetime. So that is a very nice difference. Sure, we would love to go and take it out to 70, and have even more money coming in. But you know what? Their portfolio didn't really indicate that was a good idea for them.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to spend all of your money just to get to that Social Security age, because what happens when inflation happens later down the road? So there is a healthy balance that you need to meet when you turn on Social Security and when you determine when to turn on that Social Security.
Got it. Okay.
So this is what we're looking for. This is what made sense for them turning on a full retirement age. It might be different for you if you're listening. So this is something that you want to consider. You want to be able to see what the different options are and make sure that it works for you and for your retirement. So this is the type of planning we were doing, but we didn't just stop at Social Security. We also looked at, how is their portfolio doing? Are there any recommendations that we can do, any improvements that we can do to make sure that that's going to last them over the course of their retirement? In their current portfolio, they weren't having a lot of return. They worked hard for their money, but their money was not working very hard for them. Over the course of the past 24 years, they were averaging less than 5% in their investments. So we said, all right, well, let's flip around some of the things that it's currently invested in so that we can try to get it invested in a better position. And then since over the past 24 years with the recommended investments, we're looking at around 8% in return. So almost double the rate of return, which over the course of their retirement is going to make a huge difference for them. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4% more over the course of retirement. That's just incredible. That's going to make a huge difference. And it's going to mean that they can be able to spend more money in their retirement, not have to worry as much about where that next paycheck is going to come from.
Right.
Yeah, and a fee analysis saved them another $750 a year. And when we did their tax planning, we showed them how to save another couple $100,000 over the course of their lifetime.
Yes, so the difference we were able to make, the bottom dollar for them is they were looking to live on $60,000 of income per year. And we showed them by setting everything up the right way, they were able to live on $6,000 more income every single year, going up for inflation after tax income, that they're going to be able to be more confident in their spending. If they want to do more things in their retirement, they want to travel, that's quite a nice vacation budget. $6,000 a year.
Yeah.
They were Italian. They owned a pizzeria. If they wanted to go visit Italy, they were able to do that. So, it was really cool to be able to show them, hey, this is what the impact we can make in your lives is. It's not just about numbers and investments. It's about what you can do. What are your goals? You're finally retired.
Yeah.
You worked in this pizzeria. You didn't have a whole lot of free time. Now you're going to be able to, how are you going to spend that time?
Yeah.
And showing them that they can have the retirement that they wanted. So maybe you don't know if you can retire. Maybe you don't know when you could retire, how much income you can live on. Is everything going to be all right? How is your plan stacking up? We're going to be able to run those numbers for you. We're going to be able to show you, can you have a successful retirement, and what does that successful retirement look like for you? So if you're wondering how you can use Social Security to your advantage and make sure that you're getting the most out of it, and maybe learning some of the strategies that you can use to be able to get the income that you need out of your retirement portfolio, out of your pension, out of your Social Security, and pay the least amount in taxes that you can projected over your retirement, go to our website, abetterwayfinancial.com, and click on the Sign Up Now button so we can start this conversation with you.
Thanks for listening to A Better Way Financial, the podcast with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com and join the Guidas for the radio show, A Better Way Financial, Saturdays at noon and Sundays at 12:30 on News Radio 790 WAEB.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.